Okay, guys, this is going to be our quick review for your place value test that's coming up on Friday. The first thing that you will have to do is you will have to be able to write the word form, the expanded form, and numeral or standard form for numbers. So let's take a quick look at each of those. For example, for the word form, if I gave you the number 36,106, you should be able to write that in words. So how will we write it? Just like you would say it correctly. So we said this as 36,000, because it's in the thousand period. Comma, 106. And if you remember that anytime that you have a number that has tens and ones, that the hyphen goes between, such as 36. So you should be able to write the word form for any number up to 1,000,000. So let's take a look at expanded form. So if we were looking at the expanded form, and if you remember, expanded form is writing out each of the values for each place. So if let's take 36,106, we're going to write the value for each place. That 3 is in the 10,000s, and 3/10,000s is 30,000, plus, don't want to forget our plus, because all these together will equal the number we're talking about. The 6 is in the thousands place, so that is worth 6,000, plus 1 in the hundreds place. We don't have any tens, plus 6 ones. So this would be the expanded form for the number 36,106. Last but not least is actually going backwards. So if I gave you an expanded form or a word form, you will be able to write the numeral. So if I wrote the word form for the number 345,862, you should be able to write that. So stop, pause it, and try to write that. All right, check your word. So I have 345,862. So all of those, expanded form, word form, and numeral form. You should be able to go and switch in between all of those. All right, the next thing that you'll need to be able to do is compare numbers. So we were going to compare numbers up to 1,000,000. And using the correct symbols. we have greater than, less than, or equal to. So we need to make sure. So if we're taking a look at two numbers, and we are comparing 635,107, and we're comparing that to 639,246. We start with the greatest place value, which is always to the left. The greatest place value in each of these is the hundred thousands. So they each have the same number of hundred thousands, so we cannot determine yet. We go to the next place, largest place value, which is the 10,000s. They each have three 10,000s, so they're both the same. We cannot determine it yet. Here we go to the thousands. 635,000 has 5,000 in it, but this number has 9,000s. So therefore, 639,000 is more than 635. So we would read this 635,107 is less than 639,246. As we talked about in class, we know that the big opening goes to the bigger number. Some of you like the alligator. I like Pac-Man. Always wants to eat the larger number. It's a way to remember which way the symbol goes. Again, when you're comparing large numbers, make sure you are very methodical and that you start with the largest place value first and work your way down to the lower place values until you can determine which one is larger. The next thing that you will have to know is being able to round numbers to any place value. To any place value. So as we've done in class, we could round to the tens place, the hundreds place, the thousands place, the 10,000s place. So let's take one as an example. So if we have the number 468,295, and I wanted you to round to the nearest the nearest 10,000, and that's what's important. Focus on what place value are we rounding to the nearest 10,000. So again, I want to focus my attention on the 10,000s place. So I need to look at this number is between which two 10,000s as we're counting, because we're trying to find which 10,000 is this nearest to. So as we're counting, if we were counting by 10,000s from 400,000, we get 400,000, 410,000, 420,000, 430,000, and so forth. So right now we know that this is 468, so we know that on the number line, that this number, 468,295, is somewhere between 460,000, okay, that 10,000, and of course 470,000. That is the next 10,000 up. You notice that's a span of 10,000. So that's the key, 10,000. So if we looked at 468,000, we know that 465,000 is smack dab in the middle. So we know that 468,000 would have to be somewhere over here. And of course, that is nearer to 470,000 than it is 460,000. So 468,295 rounded to the nearest 10,000 would be 470,000. Okay. Last but not least is knowing that the digit in one place is 10 times bigger than the place to its right. So for instance, if we're looking at the value of this 3, which we know is 300, it is 10 times bigger than the 3 to the right of it. And we know the value of that is 30, and we can prove that because 30 times 10 is equal to 300. So 300 is 10 times as big as 30. It is the relationship between the place values. Or if we want to move the other way, we could say that 300 divided by 10 is 30. So working either way, that relationship between the place values going to the left, that each place value is 10 times bigger, just like in our multiplication graph. Each place is 10 times bigger, multiplied and improved. So this is basically it for your place value test review. If you need more details about what we've done, you can go back and look at those videos that for the homework over the course of this week, and of course the classwork that we've also done. Please feel free to ask me questions in class, or you can even email me. I'll keep checking them over the next couple of nights. Good luck. You're going to do great.